All praises to the Most High, our beautiful people. Uh, Today I want to tell you, you guys need to stop caring about what people think about you, and start caring about what God thinks about you. Stop caring about how you appear to people, and care about how you appear before God. Stop stop being worried about how your physical look, but be worried about how your spiritual body looks. All right, that's very important. Nine times, 9 out of 10 people are more worried about what their physical body's doing and how they look to the world when they don't care about how they look to God. You should be more concerned on how you look to God instead of how you look to people. Did you hear me? Be more concerned how you look to God than how you look to people, okay? Because some people spiritually are dead, you know? Some people look like corpse, you know? Some people have no spiritual foundation, but they have a physical foundation, a very lofty foundation, you know? And God tries the hearts. He's coming for the pure in heart. He's coming for righteous people. He's coming for people who love him with all their heart and all their souls and all their minds. And God is a spirit. You got to worship him in spirit and truth. And I'm going to tell you why we need to start caring more about how God looks at us instead of how people look at us. I know sometimes when God has you in a direction, it might look crazy to others. But trust the process. Did you hear me? I said trust the process. The prophet Isaiah walked 3 years naked to write the book of Isaiah. Do you understand? Isaiah walked 3 years naked. So trust your process. And the Most High told me Isaiah did things that he never even had to do to get into the kingdom of heaven. He went above and beyond. Yeah, that's it. Me and him discussed that. He said Isaiah did things that he didn't even have to do to get into heaven. He went above and beyond. Can you imagine a grown man walking naked for 3 years and wrote the longest book in the Bible? Yeah. So, but I know he didn't tell any of you to do that. More times he tells you guys to separate so he can teach you, so he can guide you, so he can work with you, so he can bless you. Yeah, so, and some things that people have corrupt them, like their jobs, their cars, their houses. So sometimes the Most High will strip you of those things to break you down so you can put him first in your life. So sometimes people look at losses as a punishment when sometimes those losses are a blessing to you because they were corrupting you in the first place. And the Lord had to strip you from that. And I just want you to, my whole point of this video is to say, worry about how God looks at you and what your spiritual condition is. And stop caring about what people think about you. Because that's not going to help you in front of the throne of judgment. All right? That is not going to help your case. Everyone got to give an account for how they behaved in this earth. Every person got to give an account for what they've done in this earth, good or bad. And you'll be rewarded for your good works, right? So we as people need to stop caring about how people look at us and care about how God looks at us and what you look like spiritually. All right? And I'm going to just tell you how great God is. All right? You know, in the book of Revelation, when Christ talks about the churches and he talks about the duties and what they need to do to get to heaven, well, let me just explain to you how great God is. I went into fasting one day, and then I found out I was from what church I am. And I think it's necessary for you all to go into fasting and praying and ask the Lord what church you are. All right. So the church I'm from is the church of Ephesus. All right. The church, and in the Bible, it's called the book of Ephesians. So the people who are from the church of Ephesians, they're blessed with all spiritual gifts and knowledge and about spiritual warfare and those things, as that's what it's in the book. That's what's in that book. That's what that church is going to teach. That is their message. Then you got other people, churches of Sarma, Lacedonia, and the seven churches, right? So you need to ask the Lord, what church are you? And then when you go to Revelations, you're going to see what's lacking in you and what you're supposed to do. Because as I told you when I first came on YouTube, the only reason why is because I didn't want to be an unprofitable servant, because he blessed me with things, and I know that the people in the earth are lacking with certain spiritual knowledge of things. All right? And with that being said, in the book of Revelations, it tells you he has a problem with the church of Ephesus because they're leaving off his first love, and that's the church, teaching the church. All right? So that's what I had to do. Now, ask the Lord what church you're from. Are you from the lukewarm church? And you're going to know your condition. A lot of you should even go into fasting and praying and ask the Lord, what is the condition of your lamp? Are you a wise virgin? Are you a foolish virgin? That's necessary. That's necessary to know your spiritual state. You should understand your spiritual state, because a lot of people are worried about their physical body when their spirit man is so dead. And God doesn't care about your physical body. He wants to know your spiritual body. What's your spiritual relationship with God? And you guys want to worship God in the natural. He's a spirit. You need to worship him in the spirit. That's why a lot of you haven't been growing, And a lot of things, another thing that kills people, all these titles. Every week somebody got a prophetic word. I know the Lord is not talking through them. That's a lie. He ain't giving people a prophetic word like that. They're lying. They gotta, I told you, Isaiah walked 3 years naked for all those prophecies. So you guys gotta be careful of these people every day. They got a prophetic word. That's not from the Lord. Let me tell you that straight up. That's not from the Lord. He doesn't give you no prophetic word to come on YouTube to talk every day. That's not the Lord. That's Satan's agents. You guys better wake up and you better get it. And the thing about it, they all have a prophetic word. Every week, every month, every week, every month, they got a prophetic word from the Lord. Y'all better wake up. And then half of these people, they don't have no relationship with God. You can go to as much seminars as you want, how many late night prayers. If you don't have a personal relationship of fasting and praying with God, give it up. Give it up, because you're wasting your time. Your deeds have to outpass the Sadducees and the Pharisees. So if you're worshiping God in the flesh, in the physical, y'all better just give it up right now, because you're not going nowhere. You're not going to grow spiritually. You're the lukewarm, and I'm telling you straight up, because if you don't have spiritual warfare, then your name is not written. Let's just be honest. Christ had spiritual warfare. He did 40 days fasting. Paul, go through the Bible, go through the whole New Testament. Christ was delivering people. The apostles were delivering people from spirits and all these hindrances. So if you're not if you're not having any type of spiritual attack, it's because you're not no threat. You're the unbelievers. Satan's not bothering you. Satan's not worried about you, because he has you. Your name's not ringing no bells nowhere. So I just want to tell you, be more focused on your spiritual body instead of your physical body, because that's what God looks at. He wants to know if you love him. All right, so that is it. It's important, and I'll tell you guys that. And I really want you to know there's lots of different type of fasts. There's fasting for protection. There's fasting to break chains. There's fasting, to get revelation from God.